are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone.
We're back. I'm gonna give it a minute. Let some people get on.
Streets are uneven when you're down.
And we'll play some more craziness.
When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. Alright, yeah.
We're gonna play some more crazy talk from the attorney.
When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange.
All right, so we're gonna pick back up here in just a second where we were just at. Let's see. I started off at about 25. I want to show this here at about 25 because I want to show you something where Miss Materna makes her little threats of agency calls. Pay close attention to what she says here.
And then
Right.
put the use of and I'm not even going to say it, but everybody knows what he said.
Yeah.
Put that overtone over it, and they've got a cash out up. Oh, you better believe somebody's checking on that child.
Yeah. Because
Oh, so somebody's going to check on my child, Materna. Well, now I'm going to play you. And this one here, let's see. At about 7:30. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me move it up to about 7:30. Hold, please.
Say I can murder my husband. You can say I did all these motherfucking things, but I stand for goddamn children every day of my fucking life. And I have, and I will. Including yours, N.J. Turner, that you don't educate, that you do not provide for. And if it takes calling CPS, guess what? I am. You dumb bitch.
Oh, why so angry? Because you don't like somebody on the internet? You call child welfare on them? And you put in these agency calls, Materna? See, you like to tell people you don't make agency calls, but you do. You sure do, Materna. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find something. Ha, here we go. Now, I'd like for you guys to pay close attention to what she does here. And then, see, this is back when she was on our side and we were wonderful people. Wonderful parents, wonderful people. And then the truce on August 8th happened with Cropper and she got mad. Pay close attention to what she says here to my department. And you listen to the tool she uses to get her foot in the door. How she is an attorney. Let me get it for you. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello?
Can I speak to Officer Roeder, please?
Just one. Can I ask who this is?
This is Karen Materna. I'm an attorney from out of state.
Okay, just one moment.
Thank you.
Did y'all hear that? Did you hear that? Let's play that again. Could y'all hear that? What does she use to get her foot in the door to try to be relevant? Let's see. Let's play this again. Right. Attorney from out of state.
Hey, hello.
Hello?
Can I speak to Officer Roeder, please?
Just one. Can I ask who this is?
This is Karen Materna. I'm an attorney from out of state.
Okay, just one moment.
Thank you.
An attorney from out of state. See, she uses her power of authority to make phone calls to get her foot in the door. Now let me just play the rest of this call so that you guys can hear exactly what she said about the Turners and how she felt about the Turners before the truce, because she got mad we made a truce with Cropper, her number one target.
Roeder, can I help you?
Hey, Officer Roeder. This is Karen Materna. How are you?
Having a day. What's going on, dear?
I'm sure you are. And let me tell you, I'm not licensed in Oklahoma, so I'm in no way calling and representing somebody, okay?
Okay.
But what I am doing is I'm trying to figure out, I bet you have had a day, and I bet you have had a weekend.
Maybe.
All I can tell you is welcome to it.
Can y'all hear this?
But with that said, like I said, I'm not in Oklahoma. I can't represent the Turners in Oklahoma, nor am I trying to represent.
How did
the
I
Turners.
have a feeling this is where this conversation was going?
Because that's your day. That's your weekend.
No. Try the last month with them.
Okay. Okay. Well, let me say this. Okay. The issue because there is also an attorney that is possibly getting involved in Georgia and in Tennessee, because two of these individuals live in Georgia and in Tennessee. One also lives in Texas. So I don't know exactly what's happened on your end, but what I do know is that the Turners moved. The Turners literally moved.
From Tennessee.
Well, from Tennessee, but before they moved to Tennessee, they moved from Texas to get away from this. But what happened is, and this is a true story, believe it or not.
Can y'all hear this okay?
In Tennessee, the person they moved in with was actually being directed by this Dina Nelms person in Texas. It was all a setup. So, and all this stems from, it is the truth, stems from this Dina Nelms girl in Texas scamming a bunch of Hurricane Harvey people, and N.J. Turner decides she's going to take it upon herself to put it all out online, which she did, as she can, to make the public aware. And these people, these quote-unquote patriots, then took it upon themselves to basically completely destroy their lives, and they did it. I mean, they literally did it. And so now, this is the point I just want you to understand. When they moved to your town, nothing was public. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. None of these people online knew where they were. But what they did was they went above and beyond to find out where they are. Which, my question to you is, if that's not stalking, I don't know what is. Because when your information is not public and you dwell so hard into somebody's life that you have to, then you know where their daughter works, you know where, you know, their kids go to school, and I don't care if it came from family members or whatever. You went out of your way to find it.
Well, here's where I'm at with their whole stuff as far as my end of things are concerned. And I'm fixing to start getting into pocketbooks. That's my best way to put it. Because, and I think with the ones that are coming in and complaining, they're all family, and I am seeing it on both sides of the fence.
Mm-hmm.
I have one statute that I can try to hang my hat on for them, because in the wonderful state of Oklahoma, we don't have a harassment law. Yes, we have a stalking deal. But everything...
What about, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but what about harassing communication?
That's the one thing I have my hat,
right.
I can hang my hat on. But there's a little clause in there where you almost have to be in fear of your life. And talking about bodily harm, which I'm not saying there hasn't been any of that. But I think some people's information got out there because they can't quit talking. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I totally understand that. I totally understand that. But as far as the brother goes, because I saw the text messages as well, unless you have something on your end that shows that, but that last text message was reaching, that was to make somebody fearful.
I'm on the deal of everything that they have complained to me about, with the exception of threatening to kick in a door, is freedom of information. Well, not really freedom of information, but free speech.
Right. Who's threatening to kick in a door?
Well, they talked about, Natasha said her brother or whatever the other day had threatened to kick in the door. And then she called here the other day thinking somebody kicked her door in, and it wasn't nothing. She called back before my officer got there. Never mind, it ain't nothing. Now, but they have been in this police department. It's like an every other day adventure. One of them is in here.
Right. Right.
And I've told them all. One, y'all need to grow up and get along. Two, on the verge of the harassment, without the electronic stuff, and here what happens with the electronic stuff is this. My DA in this county goes, how do I know they're the individual that sent it? Even though it came from their number, how do I know?
R2. Mm-hmm. It's very hard to prove that they're the actual person that actually typed it and sent it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I have explained that to them. But my other question to you is can people really, and I'm just asking this because I've never had it happen before, can people really put a police department's number out online and say, call and flood their phone lines with false reports?
What would keep them from doing it? If you got a group of people, say you got a group of 20 people, and this is y'all's group of 20 people, your mission is to ruin somebody or to make them miserable. What's a way to do it?
Because that's what they did to us.
That's just that simple. And, I can get online without having to even use my state computer to get information. I can get online and I can find a buttload of information.
Right.
And
But what I do know is this. When they moved from Tennessee, nobody knew where they were. None of these people online. And it is alarming for somebody in Ohio to really threaten, because I've seen the video, and it was a threat. It was an actual threat, physical threat, and then tag themselves in your account and at your daughter's place of employment.
See, the videos I've yet to see. They've all told me about them. And then the other thing is, for me to be involved, did it get sent from my town?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's a catch-22 with this whole bunch. I mean, it's a he said, she said, and they're all doing it through telephones, video, because in today's world, we video everything. Everybody does. And I'm still back to the how do I know? How do I know these individuals are the ones doing it?
Well, because the video, and again, but this is in Ohio, the video of him saying he's going to bust their door in, and I think, I don't even know if she would have been talking about her brother, because I don't know when that phone call was made. But
She's targeting Cropper.
He was tagging himself in the town, but when he says, I'm going to reach out and touch someone, and I'm not talking about legally. I'm going there, and I'm going to bust your door in.
Well, I can tell you, when she first started coming up here and telling me about everything in Tennessee, I told her to change her cell phone numbers, get new cell phone numbers.
And I did.
This. But she's still contacting everybody.
Not through my phone. I never did.
Well, so you didn't heed my warning.
Nobody had my number.
I don't know what to do at that point. I mean, if you don't listen to what I tell you to do, it's kind of like telling them all, hey, go get a protective order. Well, one tells me, well, I ain't got money to do it. I can't help you there. And then the other one says, well, I'll go get that tomorrow. I've got the money. They can't go do it. And then they come back to me 2 days later, and the first question I ask is, well, and, they're back here complaining along the same lines, and my question is, did you get a protective order? Oh,
and
no,
I went and got them, and they didn't enforce them.
I'm trying my best to help these people. But, I mean, it's frustrating. I had an officer out there over the weekend. I had one there. They came in here Friday. I had an officer deal with them Saturday. I had another officer go to Natasha's house last night. And then I've already fielded 2 phone calls before you've called today.
Because people were calling in.
From family.
Yeah, and again, I'm only calling because I'm trying to figure out what I mean, and this is just me. I don't think that it's fair or that somebody has to move because an online gang has decided that they're going to torture somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, including reaching out to their family members. And those family members can tell you all day long that they didn't give all this information, but they did. And are the Turners upset about it? Absolutely, they should be.
Well, the only other thing I can think of is to seek libel and slander.
Right.
But I'm not the one to help get it there. I mean,
no, we're the ones to do that. But the problem is these people don't have anything.
That's the other side of it, and they keep wanting me to be involved. Criminally, with the exception of a small fraction of things, criminally. I mean, it's all civil, because we're talking about, the biggest thing they all complain about is information, or, she came and filed a report on me. Well, it's an information report,
Right.
I've done several of them where, it's a continuancy of the ongoing case, when there really ain't no case.
Right. And I get that. I know how complicated it is. But as we know, freedom of speech is one thing, but the harassing communication, unless you have text that she sent that I don't know about. I mean, but I personally saw the text that he sent, and I know you can't prove that he actually sent them.
Nope.
But here, I don't know how y'all do it here. We do it anyway. And it's up to them to kind of prove they didn't send it. I mean, most of them admit to it when it's put in front of them.
Even when I have copies, my DA asks me, how do I know they're the ones that sent it? They don't ask about disproving it. They want to know how I know. If I can't get somebody to fess up to it.
Right. Did you ask the brother if he sent it?
I've asked him different stuff about everything. He ain't told me that he has. Of course, he hasn't told me he hasn't. So.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the issue. And when I talked with her and her husband again this morning, it was like, again, they're not going to do anything. And I've explained legally to them what in different jurisdictions do different things. In my jurisdiction, they would take that text message and they would charge them with harassing communications, period, the end of it. I mean, and yeah, can you prove that the person sitting there sending it? No, but what we do is most of the time in court, they're not going to deny it. Usually they plead guilty. I mean,
I try to,
how we do it.
with what I take the DA's office, I've learned with the communication stuff. And I've been in this position at this place here for 3 years. I've been working law enforcement in this county for 18. And so I have a pretty good feel of what I'm going to get away with them. And there's certain things, hey, once in a while they surprise me with something that I'll submit. And they'll accept the charges. Other times there's stuff I submit, I know what my answer is going to be. And then there's some things, hey, I will not take my time and submit it. I'll do the report and have it sitting here. In the case that something goes further, I'll have a report sitting here where I can show that, hey, they have made reports. And I'll take it a step further, and if I've submitted those reports and I have those declines from DA's office, I used that in homicide about 9 months ago.
Right.
That, the DA's office declined charges. Hey, this woman's dead now because they declined charges.
Right.
So, I'm not beyond doing that.
But I mean, I just think, and then I don't think you've seen it, but this Gina now, when she's going online soliciting sex from their 18-year-olds, I understand he's 18.
I can tell you that I worked a case 4.5, 5 years ago, almost along the same lines. And it was and these people are not going to believe me when I tell them this, but it was a bot. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But it was a bot that generated everything. They could text the number back, and it was just like carrying on a full conversation. It was threatening them and everything, and knew when, for whatever reason, knew when they had made phone calls. It knew when they had called the police department. And they would get messages back about go ahead and call the police. There ain't nothing you can do to stop it. This and that. It was a bot, and I got everybody change their phone numbers, not exchange phone numbers, and the only thing we could come up with, it come from the Wi-Fi service they were all on.
Right, and it does. And I just want to talk about possible crimes. I mean, if the crimes, but this is because I know that the man in Ohio that tagged himself in y'all city, that made the actual threat, I know you have not seen that video, but I have, that made the actual threat, if his department, because his department is saying they need to go through your department, because it is a threat. I mean, he made a valid threat, him sitting there on a live video. And then he also turned right around and put y'all's police department number out there, and in fact he goes as far as to say, and when I'm there I will have bail money.
Well, see,
so I guess my question is, will you allow them to work with that police department to stop? Because my opinion is this, until somebody is made an example of, they won't stop. And when you make a physical threat to somebody online, that's different.
it is. Until somebody actually brings me something other than just mouthing and words and all this.
No, I can email. You want me to email you his video?
You can email it to me. I can look at it.
I mean, I want you to email it and watch it, and then know that this is the man that turned right around along with Gina Nelms and put your police department's number out there, which precipitated all these calls. And I'll send you, he actually tagged himself on Facebook in their city saying, it's time for me to eat some wings. And their daughter works at Hooters.
Well,
that is upsetting, and that is alarming.
Right. If you'll send it to dispatcher at townofpacola.com, all lowercase, they'll get it to me.
Dispatcher
At townofpecola.com.
at town of, spell Pecola.
Pocola.
And by the way, please, and I know I don't have to tell you this, but do not mention my name to any of these people online. I mean, you can mention it to the Turners, but none of their family, because what we do know, because some of the things we've done in Georgia and Tennessee, is then we become their next attack victim.
No, I won't. But if you'll email at my dispatcher, I'll watch it and go over it.
Yeah. And it's the screenshots of him tagging himself there. And this little Miss Blair, I will tell you, that's in Georgia, she then, in the comment thread of this video, when he's talking about my friends are going to pay for me to go there, she's the one that says, I'll pay for it. And so, in other words, I mean, it's like they're conspiring to get him to come to your town and hurt somebody.
Right.
And so a lot of this stuff with the emotions and stuff, and I can tell you, I mean, yes, are the Turners emotional? Absolutely. But I also know from dealing with victims in all kinds of crime situations, they are scared. They are scared because these people have been after them ever since she said, went online and said, don't donate to these people after Harvey.
It's like dealing with the mob.
It is. And so I just want you to understand that, yes, the emotions, and yes, they're in and out, you know, whatever, and all they can do is report. But that's why I told them before, I try to find somebody in Texas and I try to find somebody in Oklahoma to really help you. Let me talk to this officer, and because the crimes are, there could be a harassing communications crime, and then we have somebody in Ohio actually threatening them.
Right.
I mean, that's really it.
But that's where those are going to have to be dealt with.
Right, and she did. You know, I told her, she called his police department. They said all you have to do is have your police department take the information and send it to us.
And I've done all that, but then she come up here claiming they never got it.
No, that was in Tennessee.
Well, she hasn't come up here about any other police department except the one in Tennessee. Other than she's called up here telling us that they didn't get it. They didn't get it.
Right. Well, this just happened this past week. And then over the weekend, he was tagging himself all over y'all's town. Do I think he was there? Absolutely not. And I told him that. I said, don't be afraid, you know. But it's hard. I mean, when you've got these people that have done all these things.
Well, anyway, if you'll get that to me, I'll look at them and I'll go from there, okay?
Okay. All right.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
So, she uses her attorney shit to put her foot in the door. And what she had asked me about calling for was my family stuff, and you see what she did. She clearly went in on Blair and Cropper because she wanted to make an example out of them. And Blair's just a dumbass sitting over there with her. Oh, we're friends. She loves me. We love each other. Really, Blair? She tried to have you fucking arrested and was trying to get me to have you arrested and get my department to have you arrested. She was trying to get my department to work with your department to have you fucking arrested, to make an example out of you. And Cropper's always been her target, as we've all seen. But she wants to act like Cropper's stalking her. Cropper's harassing her. Right, Materna? But that's simply not the case. It's the other way around. It's really quite opposite. Cropper hasn't sat around stalking you. You've been stalking him. You contacted his ex-wife. You've admitted to that. You've been calling my department. You've been calling my family. You called my DA. You called my sheriff's department. You've been interfering and interjecting yourself for quite some time to make examples out of people. But see, you were all in it for us until the truce, and it pissed you off. And that made you very, very angry. And now, you're just a raving lunatic, is what you are. An absolute raving lunatic. So, here we have more of her proof of her stalking my child. Here's where she openly says she wants the proof. So let me play that.
She also needs to play the video that I said I wanted video of her children. Because that's not what I said. They're all liars.
Okay. All liars. Well, here you go. Here's the proof, Materna.
Again. Apparently there was one of her besties, miles and miles away, is having a yard sale today. A yard sale. Okay, now, this is a couple.
She was referring to Blair, by the way, when she says one of her besties. She was speaking about us to Blair. And here are the facts on that. We were not having a yard sale. There was a citywide yard sale that my daughter attended. And she took my grandson and my son with her. And my sister proceeded to go up there to stalk my children for the crowd on the internet, for their disgusting pleasure and entertainment. And here's Miss Materna, who knew damn well what the video was, openly calling for the video of my children to be displayed for the public, because it would be fun, she said, and entertaining.
That just, I don't know, not long ago, said that they sold everything they owned to go live on the top of a mountain. You can't make this up. And they didn't have anything, and that they're living in a hellhole because they had this problem on the mountain. Okay, so today they're having...
Oh, and keep in mind that phone call you just heard with the officer was back in June. The truce was August 8th, and now this has been since the truce. See how she's flipped? And now the mountain shit's funny when she knows damn well it's true.
A yard sale. This is my question. What do they have to sell if they just sold everything that they own not too long ago? And they were homeless. And so then you kind of sort of rebuild. Cream of wheat. Are they selling the cream of wheat? Oh, no. You won't sell the cream of wheat. So, yeah, ding, 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 ding. That was my next question. So my next question is, we're going to have to take a poll.
The comment says getting ready to run. We're not running from shit. We never have. We're not criminals, and we're not wanted, and we're damn sure not on FBI's most wanted list, like she stated today, in more lies about us.
Everybody can hit their own live button. I want everybody to do this. We'll see how many people participate. Hit the live button and just say a place or a person's name, because we know when the yard sales start happening and we start selling everything, that somebody's about to be moving. So, I want everybody to hit the like button and just give it a second and then say where you believe, over the pattern of the last 3 years, where you believe they will grift to next. New tires and all. So, that was my question. My question is, first of all, what did you have to sell? And second of all, maybe we can see the videos. Apparently there were some videos. So if anybody has those videos, put them up, please. I don't know what it was all about, but apparently there were some videos, and they were all Southern ignorant mad over that. So, you know, when you put your stuff out on a cafeteria table in the parking lot in front of your dwelling, your abode, then and somebody videotapes it for laughter, that you know, there's pretty not anything else you can do about that. That's just what happens. I mean, because it's funny. Like I said, the entertainment value you cannot get anywhere else.
So for entertainment value, she says, it would be fun to have the family stalk my children and video them while they're doing nothing wrong. That they should have had their privacy. Yes, it was a public place. But my sister didn't go there to video the art sale. She went there and got in my children's face with a phone and was calling them trash in the video. Calling them trash. So let me see if I can, let me see here real quick. Was it this one? Hold on. I want to look for that video, and I'm not going to put my children on screen, but I will play to you what it was that my sister did. And this is the video that she was calling for. Now, mind you, I wasn't there. My children and my grandson was there. Not me. Let me find it. Here it is. Let's see. Here we go. Listen up. This was my sister videoing my children.
Even out here, she just sends her. It's the citywide yard sale here in Bacola. Natasha's daughter up here with her expired van tags, and she's not even out here. She just sends her kids to do her dirty work. Having a yard sale. Don't that look hillbilly as hell? Right there. Expired tags. Yep. Right there. Expired tags. Right there. Citywide yard sale. It's the citywide yard sale, guys. Right there. There they are. Right there.
Now,
even out here, she just sends her. It's the citywide yard sale here in Bacola. Natasha's daughter up here with her expired van tags, and
now I'm going to show you guys something. Let me take this off of here so I can show you. Hold on, please. I'm trying to get this off of my lens so I can show you how trashy she is. And this was the video that Materna was openly calling for to be put out on my children. And my sister clearly states, can we take that off there? My sister clearly states that I wasn't out there. I wasn't there. She clearly states that I wasn't there. I'm going to put my finger here over my kids. The camera is zoomed in and viewed on my daughter. Hold on.
She's not even out here. She just sends her kids to their dirty work. Having a yard sale.
The yard sale was my daughter selling her stuff, not me.
Don't that look hillbilly as hell? Right there.
And she's sitting up there calling my children fucking hillbilly. Zooming in and showing my daughter. Showing my daughter's stuff. The parking lot is full of people. It's a huge yard sale, and everybody was putting their stuff out on the concrete on the parking lot. It was a citywide yard sale at a big place where there was a big old parking lot. The people rented spaces. My daughter rented this space. She paid for this and had every right to be out there selling stuff she wanted to sell.
Expired tags. Yep. Right there. Expired tags. Right there. Citywide yard sale. It's a citywide yard sale, guys.
Now I'm going to put my finger over my children. This is what my sister did. And Materna wanted the video to be put up and made public to expose my children and my grandson doing nothing wrong but up there selling their shit, and my son went with her to help her and to help her with the baby. And this is what Materna requested, is that it be put out and put up because it's fun and it's entertaining. And it was put out and put up on Periscope Live for them. Because this is what they do. They have other people stalking for them. Now, what I will show you is my son got his camera out and videoed this bitch stalking them. That's her, as she's live feeding my children. There she is. She's got the phone in her hand, live feeding my children. Talking shit, calling my kids hillbilly and trash. Do you see? My daughter had shit to sell, baby items and stuff. Baby toys. Things she had a right to sell because they were hers. And my son snapped pictures of her with her phone in her hand, live feeding them, talking shit about them, so she could report back to the people on the internet that stalk my children through her. There she is with all her hell damage. There's her car that she had parked over here with my brother and her husband waiting on her as they stalk my children. They parked right in front of where my children were to stalk them. And she walks all the way around to video children. And here's a video that my son captured of her. As she's videoing them, live feeding them for all the creeps on the internet to stalk them and harass them. There she goes, back over to her car.
I can video too.
And my son's telling her I can video too, because they're sick of being stalked.
I can video too. I can video too.
That is what Materna wanted to see. That is what Materna was calling for. Is for my children, videos of my children to be put up online. But that's your guardian that lied on. That's your attorney from Alabama. The nut job from Alabama that likes to stalk children and is constantly talking shit about my children. So, let me see something here. I wanted to play something else. Find it. Oh, okay. So I'm going to play, which one was it? Let's see. I think it was, let's see. Which one was it? Okay, I think it was this one.
Continued.
Let me see. I got to see if this is the right video.
Hello. I just want to say, can we for the...
Nope. It would be this one.
Motherfucker.
There we go.
Texas.
Let me just play a little bit of this drunken shit show here.
Okay.
How angry
First
she
of all,
is.
Is Lori in here? Everybody share out. Is Lori Shockley in here? Baby cakes! We're going to tell this story. Yes, Lori, you're here. Okay, let me tell y'all something. This journey started out for me when Facebook reached out to...
Let's see, it's 10:16. Y'all give me about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to come back on. I want to play this video. But I have to be a designated driver for somebody. So, I'm going to let y'all go so I can go take care of this. Run somebody somewhere that needs to go somewhere. And when I get back, I'm going to come back live and I'm going to play this drunken shit show of hers and point out some shit. So y'all hang tight. I'll be back in about probably 10-15 minutes.